Hey guys, this is Ty. This is another video of a startup. And about 3 years ago, I basically decided to be an idiot and actually run this thing wide open. So this time, I'm gonna go through this thoroughly and hopefully teach somebody else how to properly start the thing up for the season. This is not ran since October. The last time I ran it, I had that little red light because I might have messed up. I'm gonna double check everything before we get going. So the first thing you want to do is be able to take this guy off because it can't hurt. It's gonna be starting up for the first time of the year, so you might as well have this off. And I'd like to gently put it aside so no one trips on it or breaks it. The next thing I'm gonna do is just make sure we have plenty of oil on your first pull. It might be a little hard. It looks like there's too much oil because it hasn't sat there for a while. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna wipe this shit down. Put that right there for now. And then pull right back up. And we're just a little bit over, but it's not like completely overfilled. You definitely don't want it up to that end. I don't have a hand, but yeah, you definitely don't want it all the way up to here. If it's just a little over, it can't hurt. From what I've seen, but you definitely don't want it way over. Now we're gonna take this gas tank. I had just put some gas in. And then we're gonna connect it. We're gonna connect this guy right here until it clicks in. You hear that click? So yeah, and then you wanna squeeze this guy like you're squeezing someone's balls. Just squeeze it till it hardens up. You definitely don't want to start the boat while it's running dry without a fuel. That's not gonna be good. Probably should have dated that. Now since it's nice and hard and it's like squeezing someone's ball firmly, squeezing it. That's good. Before we do anything else, you want to put this earmuff in because that's what's gonna let the boat run wet. If you dare run nothing dry, you're gonna make a worse mistake than I did. And what I did was I ran this thing wide open while it's not in the water. This running dry is even worse because you will definitely burn out the water pump and destroy your whole motor eventually. So yeah, now that's in. We're gonna slowly turn the water on. Don't rush it yet. Turn it on slowly. Yeah, I meant to do that. And there you go. Now just make sure that you can tell it's running through. This is good. So before we start the whole thing, I already gave this a couple push, maybe one more. It says to do like 3, I think, but you don't want to push it too much. It's just to make sure there's oil in the engine. That red light could come on. That I might have to discover later. But before anything, I just squeeze this one more time, make sure it's hard enough. Definitely make sure that's on. I already turned this because sometimes for whatever reason my boat, this engine will not run unless I give this to here or there. Make sure you're in neutral because that's how you start it. So that choke is useless, so yeah, I don't have a choke. I gotta run this without a choke. So moment of truth. First time it ran all year. said, I have that light, so I don't know what the issue is. I have to figure that out later. Just make sure there's no oil leak whatsoever. There's the telltale, that's good. The water pump is good. If the water pump wasn't good, that would be not coming out at all. And make sure there's no fuel leaking at all. I am not going to run this wide open. I'm going to simply put this in forward. Just give me a little rub. That choke doesn't do anything. No, I'm not going to pump that. I'm going to try forward. No, reverse. Yeah. And as long as you make sure it runs well and make sure, make sure everything's not bad, make sure everything's running well, make sure there's no leak, oil leak, make sure there's water coming out of the telltale or the pisser. If there was no water coming out of there, like I said, you'd have a bad water pump. But I have to discover why that was flashing red. So, yeah. And I'm going to start this up one more time. And I'm going to press this throttle only thing. And I'm going to turn this. Oh, wrong way. Wow, the red light is off. Well, maybe that's just because I had to run the fresh oil when I changed last fall. I'm not revving it too much, just a little bit. Now, I'm going to put it in gear one more time, make sure it runs good. It's running much smoother. Well, that fixed itself. I'm going to shut the water off so I'm not wasting water. So that is exactly how you start an engine after the first time of the year. So to make it run down, make sure there's sufficient oil and make sure it's clean oil and make sure it's properly leveled. And just make sure there's no obvious issues. Like make sure the spark plug wire is good, make sure the electrical connection's not rotted, the oil filters on there tight, not too hot. And then when you do start it up, make sure there's water coming out of this little guy right here. If there is no water coming out, that might mean typically means a bad water pump, and the impeller might be bad. And in that case, you'd have to drop this whole thing down and get in the middle and replace it. But I didn't have to deal with that issue, and thank God I didn't have to deal with this part, because that went well. It ran the best since I did it last fall, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. And I did do a video on it, but then I did not upload it because I was making a mess, so I was too, I would not upload it. Alright, so I'm going to give one more rundown on the whole thing, and hopefully this will conclude the rest of the video. And if you have any questions, you can ask down below. But so what we started with was make sure we had proper oil level, and like I showed you, mine was slightly overfilled, but it's not like it's completely overfilled where I should take some oil out. And then I made sure that we didn't have like cracks or whatever. Make sure there's no obvious wear or anything on the engine. Make sure the connection's good. Make sure the oil filter is tight. I mean, you don't want the oil filter loose, but you don't want it too tight, but you want it tight enough so it's not gonna unscrew itself. And then I made sure we gotta make sure that that's on the one and not off, because if you did off, it will not pull. You're gonna pull the whole thing, you're gonna try to stop the whole thing, and it's not gonna start. So make sure that's on the one. Make sure we got plenty of fuel going in, make sure it's nice and hard. And like I said, I don't have the proper choke thing, because that thing is broken, so I had to wing it by starting without a choke, unfortunately for now. And then, well, I said, on this boat, sometimes, I don't know about other boats, I'm sure that it is, but on this boat, it likes me to start with the forward and reverse, so it's in, I don't know why. And then after I do that, it starts right there. And you know it's a good running boat when you got this coming out of there. That's called a telltale. Well, I call it the pisser. And like I said, this was wet earlier, now it's all good. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. You want to make sure it runs well, just give it a little rub. Like I said, the mistake I made was I ran this thing wide open. Don't do that. You're running in air straight from the water hose. No, water. You're running water from the water hose. And that's the last thing you want to do, try damaging your boat. But you can put it in the forward and do a little rub. But do not give it wide open. It hurts the water pump. I'm doing reverse now. I mean, I never really have to bring reverse to a higher power, because every time I do that, water will come right into the back of the boat, and that's not good, because no one wants water entering the boat. I like the idea that I have it right at the top this time, and so I can show you inside the boat what it looks like when it's running. Get the little flywheel thing there. Make sure there's no leak anywhere. Always, so in the device I go with now, assume there's a leak. You assume there's water coming out of there. No, sorry, that's fuel. Assume there's fuel. I'm feeling I'm Joe Biden. Assume there's fuel over there. Assume there's oil leaking out of here. You assume that to rule it out. And that way, you don't assume for the best. Because if you assume for the best and you say that there is no leak coming out of the carburetor, and there's no leak, fuel leak, or there's no oil leak coming out of there, and in reality there is, you can damage your boat, and that could cost thousands of dollars to fix or repair or replace. But for me, I go to school, so I kind of learned that a lot on the way, you know. That's why I'm trying to tell you right now, because I learned from a coworker, someone I worked with. Assume there's a leak. Assume. Do not make do not make assumptions, but assume the worst. Let's put it that way. So that's all there is. Alright, so when you're done, this guy can come right back on. Just make sure you do, I'm doing it by one hand. Make sure that it latches in, like so. Then you put this latch on, now clips in. And there you go. Then try starting without and see how it looks. And there you go. that is how you do a proper spring startup for a 20 horsepower Mercury Outboard engine. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video, but the title will say something along the line of 20 HP Outboard startup. But this is updated. Do that, whatever. Make sure you turn off the water. So, that is how you do a startup. And it's dark out, so yeah. I am proud to have done this a lot better than I did 3 years ago on May 26th, 2017. But May 3rd, 2020, I've learned a lot ever since. And I'm just getting started. Hopefully I can do more boating videos. Hopefully I can do a video of this out in the water. Hopefully I can, I don't know, if you want to see a video of me launching it, I don't know. And I stutter a lot on the camera. I'm trying to be more clear and more specific. And, if you have any question, comment down below. I will, if there's any suggestions you have, please tell me. Do not hesitate. I'm always open for, better tips, better advice. Sorry, my throat is just messing up. Yeah, I'm just glad that I can do this better now and not have to deal with, jokes in the humors of, oh, way to go, you run this thing wide open, you're gonna kill your engine. So yeah, I definitely came a long way. So other than that, yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.